Welcome to Reality Reflections. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're diving into a life-changing journey that begins within self-love. It's a journey that asks us to be vulnerable, to be honest with ourselves, and to believe in our own worthiness. Learning to truly love yourself can feel like walking across a high wire without a net. But I'm here to tell you that self-love is not just some fluffy concept. It's the foundation of a fulfilling and joyful life. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of love, not because of what you do or achieve, but simply because you are you. If you're ready to begin, stay tuned as we explore practical steps you can take today to start your journey to self-love. The first step to self-love is embracing what makes you unique. Think about it. What are the things that make you, your laugh, your passion for collecting vintage records, your ability to make a killer guacamole? And yet, so often, we try to downplay these things, to fit in, to be more like everyone else. Society often pressures us to conform, to fit into this mold of what we should be. It's easy to look around and compare ourselves, to feel like we're not enough because we don't look a certain way, or achieve certain things. But here's the thing, those boxes were made for mass production, and you, my friend, are a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Embracing your uniqueness starts with recognizing those qualities that make you different, and then choosing to celebrate them instead of hiding them away. It's about owning your story, your experiences, the things that have shaped you into the person you are today. This might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you've spent years trying to dim your own light, but I urge you to be brave. Take some time to reflect on your strengths, your interests, your passions. What lights you up? What makes you feel alive? Write these things down, because when you embrace your uniqueness, you give yourself permission to be fully seen, and that is a powerful act of self-love. Embracing who you are, including your quirks and imperfections, is the foundation of self-acceptance. We're often our own harshest critics, aren't we? We hold ourselves to impossible standards, beat ourselves up over mistakes, and rarely offer ourselves the same grace we so freely give to others. But what if we treated ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we'd offer a friend? That's what self-compassion is all about. Think about it. If a friend came to you feeling down about a mistake they made, would you berate them? Tell them they should have known better? Of course not. You'd offer them support, understanding, and remind them that everyone makes mistakes. So why is it so hard to extend that same compassion to ourselves? Often it's because we've internalized this message that we need to be perfect to be worthy of love and acceptance. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion, and chasing it will only lead to disappointment and self-criticism. Self-compassion means recognizing that you are human, and like all humans, you are imperfect. You will make mistakes, you will stumble and fall, but those moments don't define you. They are simply opportunities for growth and learning. The next time you find yourself caught in a cycle of self-criticism, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what would I say to a friend who was going through this? Then, try to extend that same kindness to yourself. Remember, self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook or ignoring your mistakes. It's about treating yourself with the same care and understanding you would offer to someone you love. Let's talk about boundaries. For a long time I thought setting boundaries was selfish, that it meant I didn't care enough about others. But the truth is, boundaries are essential for self-love and for healthy relationships. They are the lines we draw to protect our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Think of boundaries as your own personal set of rules for engagement. They are the limits you set on what you will and will not accept from others, and how you choose to spend your time and energy. Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to putting others' needs before your own. You might worry about disappointing people, causing conflict, or being perceived as selfish. But remember, you are not responsible for other people's reactions to your boundaries. You are responsible for communicating your needs clearly and respectfully. Start by identifying areas in your life where you feel drained, resentful, or taken advantage of. These are often the areas where boundaries are needed. Once you've identified these areas, start setting clear and specific boundaries. Remember, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It's about honoring your needs and prioritizing your well-being. Self-care isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's not about bubble baths and face masks, although those can be lovely. It's about making a conscious effort to nourish your body, mind, and spirit. It's about showing up for yourself, even when life gets busy. Think of self-care as filling your own cup first. When your cup is full, you have more to give to others, you're more resilient in the face of challenges, and you're better able to show up as your best self. But when we're constantly running on empty, neglecting our own needs, it's easy to feel depleted, resentful, and disconnected from ourselves. That's why it's so important to make self-care a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Self-care looks different for everyone. It's about finding what truly nourishes you and makes you feel good. The key is to find what works for you and make it a regular part of your life. When you prioritize your own well-being, you're sending yourself a powerful message. You are worthy of care, you are worthy of love, you are worthy of your own attention. For so long, I lived my life trying to please everyone else, seeking validation from outside sources, and constantly worrying about what other people thought of me. It was exhausting. And you know what? It was a recipe for unhappiness. Because here's the truth. You will never be able to please everyone. There will always be someone who doesn't approve of your choices, your decisions, or even just your existence. And that's okay, because their opinion of you is none of your business. Self-love requires shifting your focus from external validation to internal fulfillment. It's about recognizing that your worth comes from within, not from the opinions of others. This doesn't mean you become indifferent to feedback or that you stop caring what others think altogether. It simply means that you don't allow their opinions to dictate your worth or your choices. Start by becoming aware of the times when you seek validation from others. Once you start to understand the root of this need for external validation, you can begin to challenge it. Remind yourself that you are enough, just as you are. Your worth is inherent. You are worthy simply because you exist. Our minds can be our own worst enemies, can't they? We have this inner critic, this voice that whispers doubts and fears, that tells us we're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough, and the more we listen to that voice, the louder it gets. Negative self-talk is one of the biggest barriers to self-love. It chips away at our confidence, erodes our self-esteem, and keeps us stuck in patterns of self-sabotage. But here's the good news, you don't have to believe everything you think. You have the power to challenge those negative thoughts and replace them with more positive and affirming ones. The first step is becoming aware of your inner dialogue. What are you telling yourself on a daily basis? Are your thoughts mostly positive and encouraging, or are they critical and judgmental? Once you start paying attention to your thoughts, you might be surprised by how much negativity is swirling around in there. The next time a negative thought pops up, try challenging it. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? What evidence do I have to support this? What would I say to a friend who was having this thought? Then try reframing the thought in a more positive and realistic light. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You have the power to choose which thoughts you want to believe and which ones you want to let go of. We become who we surround ourselves with. The people we spend time with, the books we read, the movies we watch, the social media accounts we follow, they all influence our thoughts, our beliefs, and ultimately, our sense of self. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, whether it's critical people, toxic relationships, or even just a constant stream of negativity on social media, it's going to be that much harder to cultivate self-love. Think about it. If you're constantly being told you're not good enough, or that you're not worthy of love and happiness, it's going to be difficult to believe anything else. That's why it's so important to be mindful of the energy you're allowing into your life. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who encourage you, who see the best in you, and who appreciate you for who you are. Seek out relationships that are based on mutual respect, support, and encouragement. Spend time with people who make you feel good about yourself, who inspire you to be your best self. And don't be afraid to distance yourself from relationships that drain your energy, bring you down, or make you feel bad about yourself. Be mindful of the books you read, the movies you watch, and the social media accounts you follow. Choose to fill your life with positivity. Surround yourself with beauty, with kindness, with love. The journey to self-love isn't a destination, it's a lifelong adventure. It's a commitment to showing up for yourself, to honoring your needs, and to believing in your own worthiness. There will be days when it feels easy, when your heart is overflowing with love and gratitude for yourself, and there will be days when it feels hard, when the negative self-talk creeps back in, and you question everything. And that's okay. Self-love isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Embrace your uniqueness, practice self-compassion, set boundaries, and prioritize self-care. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others on their own journey to self-love. Remember, you are worthy of love and happiness, starting with the love you give yourself. See you next time.